Okay, no one has this link just yet. Here we are. Test, test, test. What is this little? Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? I'm going to turn off my iPhone. Okay.
That's you should have turned off your iPhone in the first place.
What? Are you still on it?
You want me on again? Let's go.
Testing, testing, testing. Okay, let's do some yoga. We are going to do some yoga. Whoever's here, that's great. Whoever's not, I'm sorry. Bear with me, or thanks for bearing with me. Good thing this class will be saved. Okay. Here we are. Everyone, get started on hands and knees. Just start on hands and knees here and move through some cat-cow. So tuck your chin, lift your back. This is cat pose. Drop your belly, lift your chin. And tuck your chin again, lift your spine. And continue to move back and forth. Maybe you want to close your eyes here. Tuck your chin again. For anybody just joining us, sorry for the technical difficulties. But we are in it now, and this link will save, so no pressure either way. We're just starting with some slow movement, cat-cow. Tune into your breath. Spread your fingers wide. Maybe start rocking back and forward in your chest and your hips. And continue to work through that cat-cow, even though we're finding some movements here. Breathe. Maybe you've had a little frustration leading up to this moment. Allow it to drop away. I might be speaking personally. And then start to increase this movement. You're shifting forward and then back. Maybe your butt touches your heels. And then back, forward. And then back. And continue moving. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe you want to rotate your fingers so they point to the left and right side of the mat or left and right side of the room. The next time you come forward, make a big circle in your shoulders, just warming up your wrists a little bit more. And then as you sit your butt back to your heels, change directions. Then the next time you come forward, shifting forward. And then back. We have Andrew here right off camera. He's doing some yoga with us. And next time your butt sits back to your heels, allow it to sit down for child's pose. Relax your forehead down on the mat and just rest. Feel the weight of your head press down. Relax your jaw. And just take 30 or so seconds here to feel into your body as you invite air in and release. Breathing in, inviting air down to the deepest part of your lungs. And allow something to relax on your breath out. Exhale. One more breath, just like that. Breathing in deep. And breathing out. And take this moment to think of something you're grateful for. It could be one word, it could be one person, it could be a thing. It could be anything. Just pick one word that represents that, and we'll revisit that throughout our time together. Just to tap into some gratitude on this day. On your next inhale, rise back up to all fours. Stack your knees under your hips if they went a little wider, and then send your right leg back. Initially, just bend your right knee 90 degrees and just take some big circles in your right knee out to the right. Pick a direction. Whatever direction you pick, doesn't matter. We'll eventually change directions. And change directions now. Again, thank you everyone for your patience with emails, links, sound issues. And then re-extend your right leg. And what you're going to do here is cross your right knee behind your left. Drop your right knee down to the ground. So it's a little cross-legged action here. Right knee behind left. And then start to shift hips back and forward. So what we're doing here is gently working into the outer hips. And feel free to move your hands here wherever it feels good, because this is all about you. Maybe you sit your butt all the way back if it's okay on your knees. Maybe you shift your hips a little bit more forward. Whatever calls to you. Odds are you'll probably find a pocket of just sensation you just want to sit in. And maybe just close your eyes and sit there and enjoy that space. At the same time, relaxing through your shoulders, your face, your belly. Continue to shift back and forth a few more times, or stay in that little pocket of goodness you've found. Relax your jaw. And restack your hips, re-extend your right leg. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring your right leg out to the right side of the room. So your right leg is long. And if you look at your left knee and inner right arch, they're pretty much in one line. And here, walk your hands off to the right, and you'll feel this stretch work from your inner right foot up the inside of your right leg. Maybe you drop your left forearm down. Maybe you don't. Whatever feels good. Just make sure you're pressing the outside of your right foot down to the ground and squaring your right hip down to feel this stretch up your inner right hamstring through your right groin. Another option here is to plant your right hand down under your shoulder and take a twist, left outer shoulder down to the ground, reaching for your right shin. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't, maybe it touches more around the knee. Just a little extra twist here. Nothing required, because the one that feels best to me is just walking my hands towards my right toes, feeling that stretch up my hamstrings and my right leg. Gently walk your hands back towards the center of your mat. Pick up your straight right leg And then bring hands and knees back down to the mat. What we're going to do is switch sides here. So first off, send your left leg long and bend your left knee and bring your left knee out to the left, big circles. So big circles in your left knee, whatever direction you pick. Just keep moving in that direction. And now change direction. How you feeling, Andrew?
Very good.
Nice. We got Andrew here right off camera. And lift your left knee back up 90 degrees. And cross the left knee behind right so it touches down on the mat. You got your eagle legs here again. And work into the hips, sitting them back, moving them forward. And as you move, continue to breathe. Maybe you close your eyes to tune inwards. Pay attention to your shoulders. Is there extra tension you could release there? I found myself tensing up through the shoulders just now. And maybe, again, you find that space where it just feels super good and you want to sit your hips in that space with little to no movement, only if it calls to you. And just take 3 breaths, whether you are moving or not. Restack your hips over your knees, extend your left leg behind you, and send your left leg straight out to the left. Inner left arch in line with your right knee for gate legs. And what we're going to do here is walk your hands towards your left toes, so off the left side of the mat. And stretching out the inside of your left leg as you press your outside of your left foot down. Maybe your forearm or 2 wants to come down to the ground, no pressure. Or maybe you want to add that twist again, which you would plant your left hand under your left shoulder, reach your right hand up, and then the outside of your right shoulder drops down to the mat as your right hand reaches towards your left foot, whatever it calls to you. And just 3 breaths here again, softening your eyes, pressing the outside of your right foot down. If a little movement calls to you, go for it. And walk your hands back towards the center of your mat. So lift up your straight left leg and bring your knees together to touch. Sit back on your heels for Virasana. So your butt sits on your heels. Put your hands down on your thighs, sitting up tall. Close your eyes here. Soften your face. Come back to that word of intention. That special thing that you are grateful for. And maybe thinking of that word, of that person, of that thing, drags a smile across your face. Slide your hands forward. Maybe you blink your eyes open, maybe you don't. Coming back to all fours. Knees, hips with distance. Tuck your toes here. Press your hands down into the mat so you feel that activation in your chest and your shoulders. And hover your knees and inch off the mat. Untuck your tailbone just a little bit. And then tuck it just a little bit so you have that long spine. One more inhale. Press all 10 fingers down into the mat. On your all 10 fingers down into the mat. On your exhale, downward facing dog, just lift your hips up, press your hands forward. And feel free to walk out your dog here, which is just bending and straightening alternate legs. Now find both legs long. Inhale, lift both heels up high off the mat. And spin both heels to the left. So the knife edge of your left foot comes down, the inside of your right foot comes down. This is a side stretch, and all you're going to do here is bend both legs, sending your hips back. Imagine you're in downward facing dog here, and you'll feel this stretch through your right side body. Sit your butt back far. Maybe your eyes look forward to keep your spine long. Keep pressing your left hand down. Maybe you want to tense your right fingers to emphasize a little bit more of the stretch through your right shoulder. One more inhale. Staying here for the exhale. Inhale, come back up, heels nice and high in center. Exhale, drop your heels to the right side of the mat. Knife edge of right foot down, inside of left foot down. And pull your hips up and back. So you're trying to play keep away between your left shoulder and left outer hip. And it's your call how much you want to bend your knees here. Look your eyes forward. Press your right hand down as your left hip continues to stretch towards the back of the room. Maybe tend your left fingers for a little bit more. Continue to breathe here. If you have tight outer hips, like me, you are feeling this. One more inhale. Staying for the exhale. On a nice, easy inhale, come back to center. Exhale, just stay here, relax. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your little feet forward towards the top of the mat. Ragdoll pose. Grab opposite elbows. Allow your head to hang heavy. Maybe you close your eyes again. Feel free to rock your weight from heels to toes, left and right, just to find that center ground in each foot. Open and close your jaw a few times. And allow that sense of gratitude to wash over you. That word bubbles to the surface once again. Maybe the smile too. Release your arms on your next breath out. Keep a soft bend to your knees as you slowly roll up to a stand. Take your time. Not often in life do we try to go as slow as possible. So often we're trying to get things done, thing after thing after thing. Eventually you will come up to a stand. My head is cut off, but you'll see my arms reach up overhead. And stay here in this place. Arms reach up, eyes closed, heels ground down. Eat the four corners of each foot. Finding contact with the mat. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Eyes stay closed. Just lifting your heart up ever so gently. Staying here for the breath out. And let's build a simple standing flow. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Option to keep your eyes closed. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands back to heart center, but hinge your torso all the way down and forward. Halfway lift. Slide your hands up your shins. Find a flat back here. Bend your knees as much as you need to emphasize that flat back. And on your exhale, plant your hands. Step your feet back. High plank. Hold here for an inhale. Exhale, drop your knees down to the ground so slowly. Shift your hips back towards your heels. We're building our vinyasa that we'll use throughout the class. And on your next exhale, slide your heart forward onto the mat, laying on your belly. Use throughout the class. And on your next exhale, slide your heart forward onto the mat, laying on your belly. Slide your hands off the sides of your mat, tense your fingertips, elbows point straight up. Inhale, lift up your chest off the mat for this baby cobra variation. Exhale, slowly lower your belly down, your chest down onto the mat, forehead taps. Two more just like that. Inhale, peel your heart up off the mat, tops of feet press down. Exhale, lower. One more after this. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Guess what? I lied. One more after this. Inhale, lifting up and hold. Once you get here, drop your left shoulder forward. Reach your right shoulder back for just gentle twists through your mid and upper spine. As though you're trying to look at your own right heel. And come back through center. Tap your forehead to the ground. We're just going to get the other side now. Inhale, lifting back up. Stay here at the top of your inhale and drop your right shoulder forward. Pull your left shoulder back. Look over your left shoulder. As though you're checking out your own butt. On your next exhale, tap your forehead to the ground. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Take a second here, breathe in. And out. Tuck your toes. Breathe in. Exhale, high plank. Hold for an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now let's get a flow going. So what we've already done, we're just going to link it all together, breath to movement. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step your feet forward, however you want. Big steps. Find hips with distance between the feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to Tadasana. Arms reach up overhead when you get there. Exhale, hands to heart center, forward fold. Take your time. Inhale, halfway lift. Soft bend to your knees. Exhale, high plank. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Hold for the inhale. Feel that core strength. Exhale, slowly drop your knees down to the ground as you sit your hips back. As you sit your hips back, look your eyes forward. And slide your heart down to the ground, laying on your belly. Tops of feet press down. Inhale to prepare. Tense your fingers off your mat. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, down. Just one more, I promise. Inhale, rolling your heart up. Exhale, lower. Slide your hands back under your shoulders, tuck your toes. Inhale, lift up, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step your feet forward, top of mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, forward fold. Halfway lift. And high plank. Hold here for an inhale. Andrew, you breathing? Nice.
A little bit.
Exhale, drop your knees, sit your butt back. So it's like teasing a child's pose. And from here, inhale, slide your heart forward like a runner into home plate. Baseball. Slide your hands off the side of the mat, tend your fingers. Inhale, roll up, just one of them this time. Exhale, lower. Right away, tuck your toes, plant your hands, lift up, high plank. Downward facing dog. Just two more rounds, nothing new. Inhale, look forward, bend knees. Exhale, step your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up. Tadasana, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hands through your heart. Soften your jaw. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Hold for the inhale. Use your fingertips to help support you. Exhale, drop knees, sit hips back. Eyes look forward. Next breath in, slides your heart along the ground. Hands, fingertips tent. Inhale, lift up, peel up. Pull your shoulder blades together on your back body. Exhale, lower back down. Hands slide under. Toes tuck, lift up, high plank. Downward facing dog. One more round. Bend knees, look forward. Step forward. Halfway lift. And fold. Rise all the way up. And forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Hold. Drop knees, sit butt back. Slide forward. Tense fingers. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Hands on your shoulders, toes tucked, lift up. Downward facing dog. Stay here, 3 breaths, close your eyes. Relax your heels down towards the mat as your hips lift up and back. Bend your knees, look forward. Step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Sit your butt back, weight in your heels, arms reach up and forward. Feet can be together or hips with distance. Just pick one. Tuck your tailbone a little bit to engage your lower core. Eyes softly look at something in front of you. Nice breath in through. One more inhale. Sit a little lower for your exhale. Nice. Inhale, single leg Tadasana. So we're going to stand on our right leg, lift your left knee up in line with your left hip. Hands could be overhead or heart center. Eyes on one point, make sure you're breathing. One more inhale. On an exhale, slowly step your left foot back, crescent lunge. Stack your shoulders on top of hips. Once you get there, breathe in. Exhale, gently lower your left knee down to the ground. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands back to heart center. One more, just like that. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, back to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hold. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. So send your right arm back, your left arm forward. Eyes could look towards the right side of the room or maybe your right thumb. Just stay here as you press your left knee down into the ground and press your right big toe down into the ground. Inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to add another twist here. Spin your left elbow around your right knee. And pay attention to your right knee. Keep pressing it away from center into your left elbow to emphasize this twist. And as you do so, pull your right hip back in space so your heart can extend a little taller. One more inhale. Stay for the exhale. Nice. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, plant your hands down in front of your right toes, standing splits. So you're going to balance on your right foot, put your hands down on the ground or blocks if they're around you, and lift your left heel up to the sky. As much bend in your standing leg as you want here. Feel free to stay here. Feel free to add on. Bend your left knee and pull your left knee towards the left side of the room. This is recruiting a lot of muscles in your outer left hip, and draw some circles in your left knee. Yes. If this is tough, that means you're doing it right. Remember, soften your eyes. Make sure you're breathing. Relax your jaw. Change directions with those circles. Those outer hips can be super tight. And lift your left knee back up. Re-extend your left leg back. Breathe in. Exhale, cross-legged forward fold. So cross your left leg behind your right. Feel free to bend your knees here as much as you want to. And just fold forward. Hands, fingers light on the ground. Relax your neck. Press into each big toe to help support you here. On your next inhale, roll all the way up to a stance. And when you get there, reach your arms up overhead. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. And this is going to be a big side bend. You're going to side bend over to your right. So left leg is behind right. Right hand is pulling left wrist. And you're bumping your left hip to the left side of the room. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale, as you bring your hands to heart center, pull your left knee back into your chest. And step back, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Shift forward, high plank. And drop knees down to the ground. And here's our vinyasa. Sit hips back. Look eyes forward. And you can slide onto your belly. But if you're looking for something different, slide your chest through your thumbs. Press the tops of your feet down, upward facing dog. And in this upward facing dog, feel free to keep your knees down this first time. But if you want to press the tops of your feet down to lift your knees, really go for it. That means engage your quads, engage your glutes just a little bit to support your lower back. But knees down is always nice, especially when you first transition to this upward facing dog. Nice breath. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly sit your hips back, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Let's get the other side. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel, feet top of mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Sit your butt back, reach your arms up and away. On your exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, single leg Tadasana, hands to heart center. Right knee lifts this time. Eyes softly focus on a point in front of you as you breathe towards that point. Yes, one more inhale. Slowly step back, crescent lunge on your exhale. Eyes stay on that point. Stay soft, stay steady. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, slowly drop your right knee down to the ground. Hold here for an inhale as you lift your right front hip away from the ground, but at the same time, press your right knee down, in that stretch through your right psoas. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. And just two more of those. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Open arm twist on your exhale. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Pinch your shoulder blades together on your back body as your heart expands towards the left side of the room. Eyes can look forward, to the left, or to the left thumb. Whatever's most comfortable in your neck. Next, inhale, sweep your left arm up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hinge forward in your torso, and then twist towards your left right elbow around your left knee. And really press your left big toe down, press your left knee into your right elbow as you twist your chest to the left side of the room. Suck your belly button in and up, and you'll find that creates a little bit more space in your spine to lengthen as you pull your left outer hip back. Imagine that space between your left outer knee and left outer hip stretching. One more inhale. Steady on the exhale. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale, plant your hands down. Standing splits. Bouncing on that left leg, stretching your right leg up to the sky. Relax your torso and your shoulders as much as you can here. Option to stay here. This is a lot, but if you want a little something extra, bend your right knee and then pull your right knee out to the right side of the room. You'll feel this a lot more in your outer hips. And take some circles in that right knee. Eyes again on one point. It might be behind your left heel, but stay breathing towards it. And maybe that thing you're grateful for crosses your mind. Re-extend your right leg straight behind you. Exhale, cross-legged forward fold. Right foot behind left foot as you just hang your torso easy. Crown of head relaxes towards your toes. A nice long inhale or two. Roll up your spine. Keep your legs crossed, right leg behind left. And once you get there, reach your arms overhead. Grab your right wrist with your left hands. Find the length there. Imagine your left hand pulling your right wrist tallest it's been. And side bend over to your left. One more breath in. And on your breath out, bump your right hip a little bit more to the right. Nice job. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center as you pull your right knee into your chest. Slowly step back, crescent lunge. Inhale, find length upwards. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Roll forward, high plank. Exhale, drop knees, vinyasa time. Sit hips back, look eyes forward. Slide forward towards that baby cobra or upward facing dog. Lift your heart, activate your quads if your knees are lifted. And downward facing dog. Drop knees, tuck toes. Downward facing dog, lift hips. 2 breaths in here, or 2 rounds of breath, that is. Now we're going to go 1 round of what we just did, breath to movement. Stay patient. Stay with your breath, nice and steady. Let's do it. Inhale, look forward, bend knees. Exhale, step forward, top of mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Single leg Tadasana, hands heart center, lift left knee. Slowly step back, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, slowly lower left knee down to the ground. Pull your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach them back up. Back to heart center. Inhale, reach them back up, moving on. Open arm twist to your right. Left arm forward, right arm back. Keep spinning your arms, re-reach them back up overhead. Exhale, hands heart center, twist to your right. Left elbow hooks around right knee. Just 1 round of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, re-reach arms up overhead. Exhale, standing split. Hands plant down, left heel takes up. Bend your left knee, open up your left hip. Take 1 circle each direction. Make sure you're breathing. Re-extend the left leg long. And cross-legged forward fold. The left leg behind the right. Roll all the way up to a stand. When you get there, grab your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale. Exhale, side bend over to your right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands to heart, left knee lifts. Slowly step back, crescent lunge. Once those left toes drop, reach your arms up. Exhale, plant your hands down, step your right foot back. High plank. Knees drop, vinyasa. Sit your butt back, eyes forward. Slide forward, upward facing dog or a cobra variation. And downward facing dog. Look forward, bend knees. Step forward. Let's get the left side. Half lift. And fold. Chair pose. Single leg Tadasana, hands heart center, right knee up. Slowly step back. Enjoy that process of transition. When you get to crescent legs, reach your arms overhead. And on your exhale, slowly drop your right knee to the ground and pull your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach back up. So good. Exhale, open arm twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Keep rotating your left arm down and up. Both arms overhead now. Exhale, hands, hearts, twist to your left. Right elbow around left knee. 1 round of breath here. Spine is long. Belly button sucks in. Stay here for the breath out. Inhale, arms back up overhead, untwist. Exhale, standing split. Hands down, right heel up. Bend right knee, pull right knee out to the right for a big circle, 1 in each direction. And re-extend right leg before crossing it behind left leg, cross-legged forward folds. Press your big toes down as you inhale, roll all the way up to a stand. Once you get there, grab your right wrist with your left hand, stretch up, side bend over to your left. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, right knee into your chest.